What's up, guys? How's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about how to EQ a keyboard. So, like always, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think of this video and some other things you want to hear me talk about so I know how I can serve you guys best. And again, as always, hit the link in the description for the free reverb cheat sheet and let me know what you think about that. So, I'm going to state the obvious here. A keyboard, unlike a piano, is an electric signal, not air moving a diaphragm on a microphone. And that gives us some different things that we can work with, or things that we don't have to work with. Let me explain. Let's listen to this keyboard. We'll solo it out first so you can hear just the source signal. And let's talk about a few interesting things that we have to deal with when we're EQing a keyboard. Okay, so it doesn't sound bad. I believe that's just straight off of our Korg grand stage at our church. Just one of the stock sounds, with the basic pad underneath it. Nothing too special, but sounds decent. Okay, so to my ears, it sounds a little muddy. I think that we could get some more clarity out of this. So let me just show you something. A lot of times, people will go and start boosting stuff to make a source sound brighter. Let me just do that and show you kind of an interesting thing here. Okay, so if you notice, I maxed out our fourth band with a high shelf, and it made very little difference. So why is that? Because we're not getting that signal off of this keyboard. If I were to do that on a mic'd up grand piano or upright or anything like that, it would have been the harshest sounding thing with a ton of hiss and a lot of just unnecessary noise. But the thing about keyboards, we are only given a certain range. And if we don't get anything outside of that range, we can't boost it. It's not going to make any difference. Just for the sake of demonstration, watch this. So even cutting all the way down, it's not making really any difference. So what that says is we need to always keep in mind the notes that are being played. You don't have to go and know the key or anything like that necessarily, but you need to think about the range that the person is playing in, because that's going to dictate the way that you EQ a electric keyboard or an electric piano. So what I would do in this scenario is really simple. It sounds a little bit muddy, but I think that comes from more of just the general mid-range of it. So I'll start off with a low shelf, drop it just a little bit, and just creep up until it starts clearing up the signal. The reason I don't like using a bell shape in the lower end is because you're going to start messing with the fundamental notes that the person's playing. And so what that means is not only will the keyboard kind of get louder at different points because of tone, it will change the tone. It may give the illusion of more brightness because we've cut out some of the low mids, but what it will do is make certain notes quieter. And so it'll mess with the actual playing. And so I like to use a low shelf for our lower end and the low mids, because it will even out the entire signal and not just start moving notes around. So let's take a look at that and see what it sounds like. And also, let's mess with the mid-range there. Okay, so One thing about EQing in this way, it doesn't take much. Really, pianos like this, you can be really gentle with the EQ and make a big difference. And again, that comes back to the fact that we're not given much outside of the signal where the person's playing. We're not getting a bunch of low end rumble or the air moving up in the top end. It's very much contained to the range that they're playing in. And now that can change wildly with different keyboard patches, and especially when you start bringing in different pads. But in a general, like a general sense, pianos like this, they sound great. They sound awesome. I don't even mean this in an objective, good or bad way. It's just different than EQing a piano. Whenever I'm EQing like an actual mic'd up piano, a lot of times I find myself doing like drastic EQ moves. Especially if it's kind of in a not contained environment in like a church or something, it will really take a lot, more. Like I'll do, a big low cut or something to really get the balanced sound that we need, because there's so much that's going to be resonating inside the piano, but we don't have that here. So basically, you're getting an even signal of all the notes, minus the dynamics that the person's playing, but you're not getting a lot of variables with that. So you're not necessarily going to have just a general buildup in a certain frequency range outside of the fact a person is playing in that range. So I hope that makes sense. So now let's take a listen to the keyboard just in the full mix, and we'll see what it sounds like. Mid-range pops out a lot. That's where I hear the biggest difference. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that you've enjoyed this one. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Tell me some other things you want to hear. Give me more to talk about. So I'll see you guys in the next one.